All right, a little behind the scenes action for you guys. So, in honor of my mom, who's not doing well right now, I'm going to be making some lentil soup, which is one of her favorite soups. I'm going to be using the orange lentils because that's what I have on hand. Normally, she would use the dark green, gray, whatever color you call them. But yeah, so here's what we're going to be doing. And I got the lighting set up, and I got the camera in my hand, so everything's pushed out of the way. Here's all the crap you don't usually get to see behind the scenes. So, counters are clean, floors are clean, pots are clean, ready to go here. So I'm gonna make a video in a little bit. Shoo! I tell you what, it has been a week, and it has been a more than a week. It is quarantine day 11 for me, guys, and I tell you what, there is a lot going on with this plague in the world right now. Boop. First of all, the inspiration for this video, and I'm feeling really helpless right now. So I'm up in Monterey, which is about 4 hours north of Santa Barbara, where my parents are, and my mom is in the ICU with the plague, and it is making us all crazy because she's quarantined, because she came up positive. My dad is quarantined. All of us are in the stay in place. Nobody can move anywhere. I'm feeling really helpless. I can't even do anything for my mom or dad, and it's making me crazy. So, I've been trying to make daily videos for you guys. I hope you are checking it out on my other channel. Love to have you subscribe over there so that I can become monetized. I gotta get to 1,000 subscribers over there, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about making soup for mom. So, my mother is a world-class soup maker. It is probably the best thing she makes, and she makes all different kinds of soups, and lentil is one of her favorites. I thought in honor of mom today, I would make some lentil soup for you guys. So this is also, I'm gonna call these bunker busters. So this is also a kind of soup that you can make if you're in quarantine, you can't get to the store, you just have a couple supplies around the house. It is super, super versatile. Mainly what you need is water and lentils. If you can do that, you got cooked beans. Anything beyond that is flavoring, and whatever else you can make it taste like is gonna be good. I happen to be fortunate. I have a lot of supplies around here because I'm cooking all the time. If you don't worry. You'll be fine. We're going to be starting with a base. We're going to be using some bouillon. It's a non-meat, vegetarian-style chicken bouillon from Edwards & Sons. Thank you, Allison. I'm going to say it a lot because I'm going to try to give credit to everybody who's helped along the way here. I've also got some spice mix from another video that was a taste test called Pereg, and I'll show you that. Let's see. I happen to have onions and carrots on hand. I always have onions and carrots on hand, so that's good. If your onions are old, if your carrots are old, if your vegetables in general are old, don't worry about it. Eat them. They're good for you. That's all you can do. So let's do this bunker buster today in honor of my mom, and everybody think good thoughts for her while she's in the hospital, and hopefully she'll be out soon. All right, let's make some lentil soup for mom or your mom. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, so you guys know I'm not usually a lay it all out and look at all the ingredients kind of guy. That's not usually my style. But since we are in quarantine and a lot of people are cooking from their pantries, I thought I would do a little Hollywood showdown here and show you that most of this stuff is coming from the pantry. So the only fresh ingredients we have here are an onion, and we also have carrots. Now, if you don't have a fresh onion, that's perfectly fine. You could simply use onion bits or onion powder, something like that. I do have some garlic that I might throw in here in a minute too. I forgot to put it out here. But everything else, so we have some red chili flakes, we have some soup seasoning. If you don't have this, you can use whatever you have. It doesn't matter. A lot of the flavor is going to come from the onions and the carrots, but you can flavor it however you want. I have red lentils. If you'd like to use the dark green gray ones, that's totally fine. Some pepper, some bunker style, big Costco size. I also have some bouillon cubes here, 3 of those. These are called the Not Chicken. These are by Edwards & Sons. Thank you, Allison, for the samples on these. They are a non-meat, so they're vegetarian. That's good. Non-meat, vegetarian bouillon cubes. So they're not chicken, but they taste like chicken. I also have some bay leaves and some organic diced tomatoes. Again, if you don't have these ingredients, you can use whatever you want. What you're not seeing here is water and garlic, just because I forgot to put it out there. But we all have water. That's going to be cooking the lentils. Now, you can flavor this any way you want. You could make this a curry. You could make it Mexican style. You could do anything you want. So just remember that lentils are simply beans that are very small and they cook quickly in 20 to 30 minutes. All right, let's get started. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to tell you is I'm going to do this video in as much of real time as possible. Not only do you get to have entertainment, but you can skip ahead through the parts you don't want to see. But I thought I'd show you in a real time how easy it is to make this stuff. So, okay, so here's what I've got. I've got 4 carrots. They're a little furry. They're a little old. It's okay. That's what we have on hand. And if you're making bunker buster recipes, that's what you're going to need to have. So I just have 4 different colored carrots here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel them. If you'd like to get fancy, I have some videos on how to make fancy cut carrots. But if you're just looking for something simple, this is the one for you. So I'm just peeling these just to get off the dark spots. And this is called the speed peeler. I'll put a link down below. They are very handy. Who knows, when the world comes back online, if you don't have this, you can scrape it with a knife. If you don't have that, you can leave the skin on. That's perfectly fine too. You can see this has started to grow a little bit here. No big deal. So just cleaning that off. The reason I like this peeler is because you can do this. You can go back and forth. It's called a speed peeler for precisely that reason. Who knows, maybe just having me in your home is enough to keep you company. Maybe you're isolated right now. So if I can do that for you, I am happy to do that. And who knows, maybe you're cooking for somebody you love right now. This is a purple carrot. Just comes in a pack with colored ones that I happen to have. You can use all orange if that's what you have. No big deal. These taste pretty much the same. Just happen to be fortunate that my Costco carries fun stuff like this. All right. Let's do some chopping. Okay, the cut on this does not particularly matter. I'm just going to do the cut that I like because it cooks fast. And you can do the one that you like. If you'd like to practice your skills, this is a great time. You can see that this carrot is a little funky, so I'm going to cut that piece off. Get rid of that. And I also find that if you can cut your carrots in even sizes, then they will cook more evenly. So for this one, I'm just going to cut it in half. But for this one, I think I'm going to go for maybe fourths. Yeah, going to go for fourths. We're just looking for uniformity in cooking time. If you're stuck at home right now, this is the perfect opportunity to work on your knife skills. Look at that. About the same. Pretty good. All right, and then I'm just going to cut them in even pieces here. Just take your time. Enjoy the process. Carrot's got some funkiness to it. Let's get rid of the funkiness. Huh. Didn't notice it before. Looks like it had a worm. Looks like it had a worm. Alright, I think. Darn it. That's a bunker buster. Alright, I think we're pretty good here. I've just got a bowl. Put those in. just seeing weirdness on the carrots, but that's all right. That's better. You see that? Yeah, you can see that. Alright, you guys, we got our carrots all done. These are in about 1 centimeter or 1/4 inch pieces. You can do them larger if you want bigger pieces, or you can do them smaller. This is the size I like. So, there you go. Boop. Alright, next up I just have a plain yellow onion here. So the way that I like to cut these is cut pole to pole, meaning from the top to the bottom. And then I just like to peel these easy like this. You can cut the not the root, the stem off very easily like that. Leave the root though, because I'll show you why. I'll show you why. By the way, thank you to Raccoon for sharpening all the knives in the house for me. Another quarantine activity. So here's what I do. I just take all the skin off, and the root helps to hold the onion together like that. If you did not know. Maybe you're new to cooking. Maybe you've never had to stay at home and cook, but your Instacart or your DoorDash is not delivering right now. So there you go. Okay, get all your peel away. Now, here comes the magic. Here comes the magic. So, holding the root away from you, take your knife and just put it through like this, almost all the way through. If you need to guide it with your finger, you can. but don't cut to the root. And you want to cut those about the same width as your carrots. Like so. Alright, we'll do the other one. Guide it with your finger if you need to. Trust yourself. You got this. Okay, so once you got that done, now remember these are in concentric circles already, so when you slice it this way, in the same size pieces, it's going to give you a brilliant dice. How nice is that? Look at that. So friggin' nice. Okay, and then when you get that done, you can set this aside, and I'll show you what you do that in a minute. We're just going to put our onions in here as well. And then we'll do the same for this half. Remember to keep your fingers curled under. Alright. So set those aside just so I can teach you something, maybe, something new. Try not to drag my knife across the board too much because it dulls it. Okay, now, once you've got these pieces, now you see you've got your fan cut all the way on there already. So if you need to, you can increase that a little bit just to make it sure that it's really deep into the root, like so. The object here is to not waste any onion and not to cry either. So there we go. Now you can just take your knife, simply go around the fan and cut all those little pieces. You don't have to go fast like I am. You can go slow. And then when you get to this piece, you can cut it this way. And that's all you're left with. Boom. And again, you don't have to go the speed I am. You can rock it. You can chop it. I'm using my finger to hold the blade in the right place. Telling you, your friends will be impressed when you show them this. And then, the other way. All you're left with is the root. Boom! How nice is that? And get it all. You paid for it. There you go. Vegetables. Vegetables. Okay, and for my recipe, I'm going to use about 8 cups of water, so I just thought I'd get some water now. Get some water now, so. Alright, that's 4 cups, and we'll come back for the other 4 cups. Okay, and then for our lentils, we're going to use 2 cups of the dry lentils, so I will measure these out. These are the pink ones, I believe these are called mazur dal. So, just showing you how to measure it, you don't have to do it like this. There we go, about 2 cups of that. Try not to waste them. Because you're in the bunker. That is, I mean, come on guys. That's pretty darn easy. Alright, and as long as we're still going here. We can measure out our spices as well. So I'm going to use about 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of that. So I want 2 tablespoons of the spice mix. Put that in there. We'll see, maybe a little bit more later. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of salt to start with. And then we've got some bay leaves here, and I'm going to put 1 bay leaf because I know mine are fresh and strong because I picked them myself. We've also got some pepper here. So I'm going to start with about a teaspoon of pepper. We can always add more later. So 1 teaspoon of pepper, and then 1 teaspoon of the red pepper flakes as well, just to give it some heat because that's me. All right, let's make some soup. Okay guys, we're over here at the pot. Sorry about this. The microwave is really close on this stove, but I thought it was important that you guys get to see the pot and what is going on there. So that's that. All right, I'm gonna crank up the heat on high. Get that lit. Oh, let's get it lit. All right. And today we're going to be using some coconut oil. I'm not going to use any butter. Normally I would use butter, but since we're trying to make this vegetarian and maybe even vegan, I thought I'd go for some coconut oil. So I want to get a couple tablespoons of this in there for you. It's been cold today. It's a little hard. All right. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. If you want, you can add more fat to make this a more rich and hearty soup. I think that's good for now, so we'll get that melted down. Look at that, it's already melting. And I don't know about you, I love coconut oil. It smells so good. Let that heat up a little bit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to caramelize our vegetables. That gives the protein matrix a chance to brown and turns to fond, and will give our soup some more flavor. So the sugars in there will also caramelize. So that's exciting. Sorry, not the proteins. The sugars are going to caramelize. All right, let's get our veggies. All right, we got our carrots and our onions here. Now, I don't want to put the garlic in yet because I want to cook these on high heat for a little bit, and we don't want the garlic on high heat, so we'll bring that in later. How beautiful is that, you guys? It looks so nice. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook for about, I don't know, 6 or 8 minutes. And then we'll pick back up when this has gotten a little bit of color on it. All right, you guys, we're back, and our timer, there it is. So it's been 6 minutes. I timed these things so I can write it up in the recipe for you. We've browned this up a little bit. It's definitely smelling delicious. So now is the time we're going to add our garlic. We want to cook our garlic a little bit, but I just didn't want it to get too dark. So I've got about 2 tablespoons of garlic there. Okay, mix that in. Oh, that changed the smell. That's nice. Okay, and here's what I like to do. So I like to make a little well in the middle. And then I've got our 3 cubes of chicken flavor here. So remember now, this is salty. So if you are being salt conscious, be careful here because these are salty and I added some salt already. But I know that we're making beans and we have a lot of vegetables here. So, you know, it's going to take this. But if you're being salt conscious, you can definitely change this out how you need to. Also, you could be using some chicken stock or vegetable stock of your own. It doesn't have to be cubed. So I like to cook it. It has some fat in it. So I just like to cook it a little bit and get some more flavor out of it. And then maybe mix it up so it doesn't just become chunks of bouillon there because nobody wants to get a chunk of bouillon. Okay, there's that. Next up we have our little bucket of spices we made here. So that's salt and the soup spices and a bay leaf, so we can mix that in. And they like to have a little bit of heat too. It brings out the oil in the spices. Oh wow, that smells super good. Oh, the turmeric and everything in there. You can see it also changed the color in there. We'll give that just a minute to heat up and let the oils come out. Wow, that smells great. And then next, I'm just going to add our diced tomato. Just an organic diced tomato, and that's going to give it flavor and color. We can start to mix that in. That's going to loosen up a little bit. And also the tomato is going to caramelize a little bit, and that's going to give it some flavor. So that is looking nice and rich, you guys. Let that come to temp. Okay, the first half of our water going in, making a mess. And our lentils. And the other half of our water. Yeah, you've made soup. That's all there is to this. So all we're going to do now is bring this to a simmer for 20 or 30 minutes. It's going to cook the vegetables, and it's also going to absorb the water into the lentils. So stir this until it comes to a simmer, and then turn it on low. You don't want it to burn. It has a possibility of burning, but we're just going to cook it on low for about 20 or 30 minutes. All right, I'll check back in when this is at a simmer, and then we'll check it before we turn it down. All right, and just like that, it's only been like 3 minutes. Our soup is starting to come to a simmer. You can see the little bubbles there. Give it a stir. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check this about every 10 minutes just to make sure it hasn't gotten too dry, to scrape the bottom, make sure you're not burning, and you definitely want to make sure you turn it down because full tilt like it is right now is not going to help. In the meantime, what we should do, got a spoon here. I'm just going to taste the broth a little bit. We just want to make sure we're on par. Maybe we need a little salt. Oh man, that's good. That is great. I think the salt is a little high right now, but it hasn't soaked into the beans yet. So I think when the beans come to a boil and they cook in, the salt will definitely be nullified a little bit more there. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to check on mine about every 10 minutes for the next 30 minutes. And when this is cooked, we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll give it the official moment you've been waiting for test. Okay, we'll see you in about 30 minutes. Okay, you guys, it has only been about 15 minutes. I mean, this has cooked up super fast today. These orange lentils cook up really fast. Now, if you're using the, I believe they're called puy, if you're using the French style, the green ones, they may take a little bit longer. These have the skins removed, but you can see here that they are already cooked down. I just want to check one thing. I want to try a carrot to see if the carrots are cooked. And indeed, the carrots are soft. So, literally 15 minutes, this is ready to eat. Boom. Let's serve it up and tell you about it. How good does that look? I'm very excited. I'm very happy with how it came out. I hope my mom would be proud that I made her a delicious soup like this, and it's lentils. It is a bit spicy, so it kind of kicks the blues, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, you guys, we whipped this up super fast. It cooked even faster than I was expecting it to, so that's great for you. So if you haven't tried these orange mazour dal lentils before, I highly recommend it. I mean, this soup is gorgeous. I am so excited that I can share this with you today. I think my mom would be very proud, and she would love this. So let's give it a try. Let's give it the official taste test. It is a moment you've been waiting for. Because we all need a little more song in our life right now. All right. So just to show you, so we got some chunks of tomato. We've got 3 different kinds of carrots that are cooked up. You guys can see that there. I'm going to get a scoop. Whew, it is hot. It is steamy. Can you see it? So I'm going to try to get a little scoop here. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Oh my gosh, that's good, you guys. Mmm. It has some of the same spices as you would have in curry. It's not very spicy. If you think that too much pepper, too much black pepper, or the red chili flakes is going to be too much for you, you can always start with half the amount and then build back up. It does have a little bit of fire in the background, but I like that a lot. So, yeah. The carrots are perfectly cooked. The onions have melted down, so Raccoon will be excited by that. He doesn't like to eat a lot of chunky onions, but yeah. And super vegetarian, you guys. All right, let's give it another taste. Hot. Mmm. That is delicious. I can't wait to finish filming this so I can have a bowl of this. That is super good. Okay, guys, let me set that down. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this bunker buster type recipe. This is a lentil soup for my mom. Hope that she's feeling better, and maybe you guys can put out some good vibes out there to help her along. I'm Robert Jones. This is Eudaemonius Mark II. This is my regular channel. I will put a link down below. If you'd like to check out Struggle Soup, you get to see a little bit more behind the curtain, what is going on in my life, what we're doing day to day on quarantine, and stuff like that. I hope you guys are good. I hope you're safe. Just give your moms a good squeeze and take care of yourselves out there. All right, you guys. Take care.